What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Moose Milk Podcast. This is episode 84. 84. I'm your host, Ryan. We're just going to wait for Matt to join us. Probably be a little bit on the quick side tonight. I'm not feeling too great. We both had busy weeks. So probably blast this one out in under an hour. That sounds erotic. But, yeah. I hope everybody had a great week. Got lots to talk about tonight. She-Hulk, Andor, a little bit of Handmaid's Tale if we got time, some news. So it'll be a full-on episode. Chock full of all kinds of goodness. I think I'm coming down with the flu, so this is going to be a good time. I got some tea with me, which is wonderful. Hopefully he's not on dial-up this week.
Ooh, some tea. I heard you got some tea with you.
Dude.
I would love some tea, but if I do that, I probably won't be able to fall asleep immediately following this. So
This is non-caffeinated, you know.
Look at you.
Apple cinnamon, you know.
What's up,
Not
man?
feeling too great, so.
No, that's not good.
No, everybody I know is sick right now, pretty much, so I think it's going around.
Yeah, I think it is too.
It dropped
I know
from
a few
like,
people that have gotten round 2 of COVID.
yeah,
Right,
COVID's
yeah.
going around too. But
yeah.
I think it didn't help that it dropped from like 85 to like 43 in the span of like a week, so.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that makes it shitty. It's still freaking beautiful here, man. Like, we're lucky.
Fuck.
We get like some nice like September summers, and like it's still carrying on, and it's apparently supposed to continue to carry on for still another like couple weeks. So,
Dude, they were saying that we were going to get like a nice long summer and it was going to stay warm and like all this stuff until like October. And it's like, no, man, for the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, it's been like 40 every night.
I know my mom's like, I can't. We used to sit outside after when it got dark, and she's like, we can't sit outside now. It's too cold.
Way too cold. Biking to work, I wore shorts the one night, and that was the biggest mistake of my life. It's just freezing out. Anyway,
Hi.
Yeah, we'll dive into this real quick because I know you want to get to bed, and I feel like garbage. So, how was your week? What'd you watch?
My week was good. I had a busy week, but I actually managed to watch quite a bit of stuff this week. Sunday, Kate and I went and saw Clerks 3.
All right, and your review, quick review.
Quick review without spoilers. It was like fine. It was okay. I mean, I love all those characters quite a bit. So like, you know, they're important characters to me. But it felt I was saying to Ryan when we spoke before, like I kind of felt like it felt like Jay and Silent Bob reboot, where like it was like a lot of like forced jokes that were like retreading old stuff. But
yeah.
It's weird. It's like it kind of spends the first like third of the movie like doing retreaded bits and retreaded characters, and then like it kind of just takes this shift, and when it shifts, it's like the movie gets like significantly better. So so yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you know, there's still all the things present, like, you know, they have a lot of their friends in it, so it's like, you know, there is like a lot of like, you know, not great actors and stuff, like
right.
in it, you know.
Well, I mean,
like,
that's part of the charm of it, though. Is like that was always the case.
It is, but it's like they've been dated, so it's like they don't like. It's like they barely landed before, and now they're like old and not good actors, and it's like,
yeah.
So you know, it's okay.
I assume his daughter's in this one at some point.
What's that, sir?
I assume Kev's daughter's in the movie at some point.
Not as much as I thought she would be. I figured she'd be kind of like a key piece, but she just shows up near the end.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised. I definitely expected her to be around.
Yeah, I mean, I love Clerks and Clerks 2 and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and, you know, Chasing Amy, but I think, like, outside of probably Zack and Miri Make a Porno, like, none of his movies have made sense for me.
Have made sense?
No, like, they just haven't worked for me at all. Like, I thought Reboot was really bad. I thought His couple horror films that he made there were really bad. Like
those
Tusk,
weren't
and
great.
I can't remember what the other one was called.
I
But
like all his View Askew stuff. If it's in that universe, like with Jay and Silent Bob, I like it. And it's like,
does this feel like the final one, or do you think he's going to
uh,
keep making them?
I think it feels like the final one to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least of Clerks. Like maybe Jay.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I
Silent
know he
Bob
was
come
talking
back.
about making Mallrats too, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I wouldn't be
Still
against
the
that
case.
because I was always a huge fan of TS and Brody, so like I
Yeah.
would be okay with it if they decided to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was like it's if you're a fan of those movies, like it's worth watching in my opinion. Like there's enough stuff there. Like it's and like what I would encourage people to do is like I didn't, and I wish I would have, but like I would encourage you to rewatch Clerks 1 and 2. There are like quite a few callbacks, particularly to Clerks 1, that like it's definitely worth watching those before you go, so you can just it can be fresh in your mind. There's a lot of imagery that's the same. There's a lot of yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like we're old, and a lot of young people don't know these movies at all.
I know. Well, the thing is like they're definitely products of their time. Like I feel like kids today wouldn't watch Jay and Silent Bob and be like, "This is funny." They'd be like, "This is fucking old humor and stupid."
Yeah.
Because it probably is. Oh, even there, Jesse Rath just popped in here. Jesse Rath is actually in Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't even notice him in it. But
he's like one of the 3 like super fans of Blunt Man and Chronic like reboot or whatever.
I'll have to rewatch it then. I didn't pick up on it, but
it's like him and I can't remember who else it is. It's two other actors as well that you'll probably recognize. I just don't know them by name. Jesse laughs, but yeah, it's like they're in it and they're like all like these like super fans that are all there at the panel or whatever when Kevin Smith is introducing the movie or whatever. So,
nice.
But yeah, if you like them,
Kev loves
worth
those.
watching them.
Kev loves everybody from the CW universe, right? Because he directed a bunch of episodes like Supergirl and stuff,
right.
so that makes sense.
Jesse said Chris Wood and Mark Bernard.
Oh, Mark Bernard. Yeah, I know who Mark Bernard. He was a co-host of one of Kev's podcasts for like a really long time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure who Chris Wood is, but cool.
So yeah. So if you like that universe, I definitely recommend checking out Clerks 3. Like I said, it's definitely like not the best of the bunch, but it's like and again, like I don't know how much weight this carries because like now that I'm old, I feel like I'm way more emotional about shit. So it's like I was gonna say like this one made me cry, but I'm just like I'm also like we watched Hocus Pocus 2 last night, and at the end I cried, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't even like Hocus Pocus. Why am I crying? Like this is so fucking.
I'm the same way, man. I tear up so easily over things now, so it's like I don't know. You get me with a good commercial, and I'll cry about Charmin or something. Dude. It's like what the fuck?
Dude. I know I'm such a fucking wimp now, but that's okay. I don't really care. And then aside from Clerks 3, I watched all the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. I watched Handmaid's Tale. I caught up on the 2 episodes I was behind on. Andor, She-Hulk. I also watched. What's that?
You finished Stranger Things, right?
I finished Stranger Things, and I didn't love the end. I actually really didn't love season 4. There's things about season 4 I really liked. I liked the bigger budget. I liked that they were like more balls to the wall on like, you know, the visual stuff, right? The effects, and like I thought like it was cool. And again, like I can't deny how awesome they are at like building out those characters. Like I can't even pick a favorite character. There's so many good ones.
It's a huge cast.
Yeah. But as I said to you, is like my biggest issue with season 4 is it was a lot of like really like out in the left field like ideas that are just conveniently work. You know what I mean? And it's like, so hey, Spenny G, yeah, you can ask questions if you want. We'll answer questions. But yeah, like that's the thing I kind of had. I struggled with a little bit. Right? Was like it's just like all these like super specific ways to like stop things from happening, or super specific ways they figure things out that are just like these like total shots in the dark, and it's like, oh yeah, that is what happens, that is what is going on here. It's just like,
Yeah.
Oh my
But
god!
that's
Like
kind of
seriously,
always been
guys.
the case too.
I know, but it's like it's really, really
Yeah.
prominent in this season. I find, and then also it's like even like, like get the like I know you can't just take Mike and Will and them out, but it's like that whole bit with them, the California group. Cut all
Yeah.
that out. Like that's all shit that doesn't work. It's irrelevant. Doesn't do anything to the story, and it's just like I don't know.
I
I don't
think
see the point of it. And it was slow, and it slowed the story down too. I felt.
I thought the biggest part of it, like the best character out of that group, which was funny enough, was like the pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, Pizza
Like,
Guy's funny, but again, he's so stereotypically like
Totally.
such a stereotypical
But, like,
stoner, right?
I think the separation of like 11 with all her friends, like I think that was part of the story of like she thinks she can fit into like the normal world and she can't, and like the separating of Nancy and Will's older brother there.
Yeah.
Like, I think that like they clearly want to set up like that love triangle between her and everybody, the other two guys there. So okay, Finn, I know.
Hi, Finn.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. I think it was like the weakest part of the season, but overall, like I just enjoy spending time with the characters. And it's weird that like it has such a long runtime, but yeah, that was like the slow part. It was like they felt underdeveloped, underused, and like they could have done something at least.
Spenny will answer your question in 1 second. We'll just finish up what we're talking about here. So it was fine or whatever. I'm happy I'm done with it, to be honest. But it was a long one. I think season 3 was my favorite.
Yeah, I think season 3 is really good too.
Season 3, season 4, and 1 are kind of in the same ballpark, and I didn't like season 2 at all. So, I also watched Dogma because I was feeling Kevin Smithish after I watched Clerks, and loved it as I always do. And
not a big Dogma fan.
I love Dogma. I don't know. I'm surprised you don't love it. It makes fun of religion. And then
that's the part I like about it, but I think the movie overall is pretty weak.
And then we watched Hocus Pocus 2 yesterday, and yeah, I mean, I have zero attachment to Hocus Pocus. I like just barely remember parts of the first one, but my wife.
I don't remember it at all. I think I've only seen it once.
My wife Kate really hated it. She didn't like it.
I was always more into The Craft.
Yeah,
so.
Kate likes The Craft too, but it was kind of like it ended with like kind of like a bit of like a redemption kind of thing, and it was just like Kate wasn't really feeling that. So
yeah, no, I probably haven't seen Hocus Pocus 1 since like 1995 or whatever year it came out.
Of it because Kate watched it a couple weeks ago and I just was around. So, and then Spenny, to answer your question quickly, Ryan doesn't actually collect action figures, and I do not collect. Joe. Yeah, you're not a G.I. I'm not a G.I. Joe fan either. I like the toys. Like I think they're good figures. I use them for fodder. I use them for custom sometimes, but I don't buy them. I buy them with the intention of breaking them and customizing them, but yeah, I don't actually collect them. So, but they have cool shit. Their shit's cool. I don't have attachment to it. So,
yeah.
What did you watch this week?
I watched a shit ton. I'll try to get through it really quick. So, I guess we'll kind of tie in the news here too. Is obviously the news of Wolverine being in Deadpool 3 dropped.
Oh,
if you guys haven't seen it, Ryan Reynolds posted a video on social media of the announcement that when Deadpool 3 comes out, Wolverine will be coming back. So then I watched Logan because I love that movie so much, and it just got me so hyped for more Wolverine. So I watched Logan, which is a phenomenal movie. Still holds up. I fucking love that movie. And then I went back and watched X-Men Origins Wolverine. And that movie is one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen.
It's really bad, yeah.
Do you remember when that movie leaked? Like way back in the day?
Do. It leaked super early too, didn't it?
Super early, and it had none of the special effects done.
Right, yes, I do remember
and we watched it, and it was like really bad. We're like, oh man, I hope these special effects really help this movie, and it didn't.
No.
The special effects in that movie look like they were done in paint. Like, it's so bad. Especially his claws.
It's President Elf quality is what it is.
No, it's bad, man. It's real bad. So I don't recommend that movie. Then I watched Bullet Train. It's like a movie with Brad Pitt that takes place in Japan.
That's the newer, like it's newish, right? It's like
it came out this year.
Right?
It's all right. It's like an action film. It had some funny parts, but it was a little long.
I like the cast. There's a good cast.
Yeah, the cast is really good.
Yeah.
What else did I watch? Fuck. I just watched Deadpool.
Oh, nice. I need to rewatch Deadpool and Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch the second one probably later tonight when I'm laying on the couch dying. But yeah, Deadpool's awesome. Deadpool holds up really well. It's super funny. And then I watched Nope as well. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Oh, really? I really liked Nope. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was fun. Spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't want to know about Nope. Actually, I won't spoil it because it's still pretty new.
I thought it was pretty boring.
Oh, really? I liked it a lot. I liked all the stuff with the monkey. That was crazy.
Yeah, I just didn't like the way the movie was cut, really. I felt like it was really disjointed.
That's fair, I guess.
I like the characters, but I just really didn't like the movie itself. Like, I don't know. It just didn't feel like very interesting to me. I was just like, all right.
Okay, I am going to spoil it because I want to say what I want to say. So spoilers for Nope in like right now. The thing I liked about Nope was I liked that the villain wasn't like, we knew they kind of showed by the time that it came out that it was a UFO or an alien, but I liked that it was like not like a ship, like this, like it's the actual being is like this like flying thing that like sucks people up and like spits out all their blood and bones and shit. It's like,
yeah, I thought that was like an interesting take on like an alien invasion, but I felt they just didn't do really enough with it. Like, they were just floating around for half the movie, and I'm like, all right, let's get some action in this movie. Like, let's see them sucking up some cities or something. Like, it just didn't really go anywhere. It just was like super slow, and he's riding his horse around, and I was like, dude, like, can we move this plot along? It's 2.5 hours, and it felt like it was 4 hours, you know?
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you weren't really sure you were gonna like Nope, though, right? Because you said
I think Get
Out, but you don't like Us, and I'm the same.
I think Get Out is phenomenal.
Like Get Out too.
But I hated Us. I thought Us was like abominable, like a complete waste of time.
I didn't like Us either. Us wasn't
this was better than Us, but like I wouldn't watch it again.
No, that's fair. I don't know if I'd feel super compelled to watch it again. At least not anytime soon. But
I think he has like great creative like visions for his movies. I just don't think like they're necessarily carried out very well.
That's fair.
Who am I to judge him? I mean, you know, I have 0 movies under my belt, so just it didn't work for me. I thought it was really boring, but
that's fair.
And then Handmaid's Tale, I loved Handmaid's Tale. I thought it's really good. I mean, we don't have to get into it necessarily this week. There's not a lot happening. It's a very slow-paced season, but
yeah, I feel like they're always pretty like slow moving though. Like I feel like that's the nature, especially in the last 2 seasons that we've had. Like I feel like once June kind of got out of what's it called? Oh, that's an interesting question.
I would say no. I mean, it's remnants of it, but no.
I think it technically is because it was. So maybe it isn't, but it was.
It was, but I'm not eating it.
Me neither. Some dogs do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My mom's dog does all the time.
Weird. Yeah. Are you done talking about what you watched? We can just jump right into quickly into Handmaid's Tale because, like you said, there's not really a lot going. So so for anybody who's not watching, so spoilers for Handmaid's Tale season whatever. What is it? 5? 4? 5.
I think
so I think we're up to episode 4 now, and we didn't talk about it last week because I hadn't seen it yet. So we caught up. We're really liking it. I really like that now that we have Mrs. Waterford in Toronto, and June keeps on showing up to kind of like freak her out a little bit. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm also curious to see what they do, like when they called that meeting to have Miss Waterford come in to talk to like the whole like board or whatever in that one scene or whatever. I thought they were gonna make her a handmaid.
I think they are.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Imagine you go from being a commander's wife to being a handmaid.
I mean, spoilers again for the season because we're going to spoil the shit out of this episode. But the way it ended when she moves in with like that rich family and they're all like grabbing at her belly. Like I feel like this rich family is taking her baby.
Yeah.
So I think she is a handmaid and doesn't know it yet.
That would be an interesting way to go, especially for someone who's been saying this whole time, like, "Oh yeah, I believe in Gilead, and I want to show that or whatever. And then I wonder, that would be interesting when they change it and all of a sudden she's like not for Gilead anymore because now they're gonna make her a handmaid. And
Well, I think that's kind of where they're going, is to give her the other side of it. Like, you went from this rich elite to now you're on the other side of the coin. Like, everything works when you're on the great side of the coin, but let's flip it and you have a taste of your own medicine and see how you like it, kind of thing. And
yep.
I feel like in early seasons they were always building up this like thing between June and her that like they were going to team up almost and like take things down.
I know.
And
It seemed like
kind
we
of
were going to get that.
Yeah, and I still kind of feel like that might actually end up happening. Is like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing, and they can take down Gilead together somehow. And I feel like Aunt Lydia is going to kind of join in on that somehow because she's finally cluing into how fucked up she's been.
That whole bit with Aunt Lydia and what's that handmaid's name? Name? I forget her name right now.
I can't think of it right now.
Me neither. But whatever her name is, the one with the eye patch. Our usual moose milk. What is that? I don't know. But anyways, yeah.
I'll come up with it.
Janine. There it is. But that whole bit there too is interesting watching that play out too. Kate told me like what happens in like the sequel book.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there because curious.
I mean, I still love it. I think the show's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really good. And Elizabeth Moss is fantastic in it. So
she's
just
awesome.
watching her fucking crack, it's pretty crazy. Like
and she can flip it so quickly in the show. Like one scene she's just fucking batshit, and the next scene she's back to like housewife, and it's like what the fuck.
Yep. So yeah,
and Moira, like I love Moira too.
I like Moira a lot too. Yeah. I'm interested to see how this season ends. Like it seems weird because it's like it's hard to figure out where you're gonna go next because it's like she's out of Gilead, so now it's like do we think she's gonna go back in to go and get her daughter to go get Hannah? Do we think?
I think that's how the season's gonna end.
That she's gonna go back in, or do you think that she's going to actually get Hannah and that'll be how it ends?
Nah, I mean, it could go both ways, but I kind of feel like they're setting up the last season to be like her in Gilead taking it down like bit by bit and just fucking bloodbath. Like, she may get Hannah out, but I don't know. Like, I have a feeling she's going to pass it off to her husband or pass her daughter off to her husband and like peace out. Like, I just don't think she knows that she's not qualified to be a mom anymore. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing is like it's crazy, right? Because she's not well. Which I mean,
no, she's not well.
Understandably so, if you're in that circumstance and you've lived through what she's lived through.
But Luke knows that. Like Luke's trying to tamper her down all the time, but he sees it and he's like, oh no, like she's out of her mind. Like
she's bugged.
But now Luke's kind of getting out of his mind too, where he's like, oh no, I'm going to kill her too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I like that part too. Well, if you're not watching Handmaid's Tale, you should because it's really interesting and it's slightly scary because
it's a phenomenal show. It's really well acted. I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, and it's kind of what's happening in the United States right now, which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
crazy.
Do you want to talk She-Hulk?
We can talk She-Hulk. I know you didn't like this episode.
This is my second favorite episode.
Whoa! What? Didn't expect that.
I don't think it's great. Like I still wouldn't go like out of my way for it, but it felt like this, like it should have been like the second or third episode of the season. Like I feel like the last 3 or 4 episodes could have completely been skipped, and after she gets Blonsky out of prison, like this could have been the follow-up episode of like, oh, here's his retreat. Like, I'm going to check in on him, blah, 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 blah. Have this whole episode, like, have the whole skit in, like, an earlier episode of her trying to date and not working out really well and everything like that. Like, I like this episode. I thought the comedy landed. I thought she became more of an interesting character. You kind of see, like, her, I don't know, her human side finally of, like, that she actually is a person and she, she's kind of hurt. But, I mean, I called it last week that her boyfriend there was gonna fucking backstab her.
I didn't see that happening. I didn't think it was Josh. That's too bad.
Yeah, he seemed like a good dude, but I was just like, he's too good of a dude, and it just seems like he purposely seeked her out at the wedding to like get alongside her, and I'm like, this dude's shady.
It's you. You're calling it from a mile
Yeah.
away.
So I kind of had a feeling that once they hooked up, he was going to try to like get her blood or whatever the fuck, and yeah. So I mean, we got 2 more episodes left, but I thought it was good. I thought this was the best episode since the premiere.
We have 2 more episodes?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like this episode a lot. I thought it was really good. I thought it was, again, like you said, I thought it was a good character development day for her. There was definitely a few things I thought were coming that weren't. Like, I thought when we saw Wrecker, as soon as he convinced her to like turn from She-Hulk into Jen, I was like, that guy's gonna get her. As soon as she switches, or like when she's not expecting it, he's gonna get her and steal that blood from her. But he didn't.
Yeah.
So I was pretty surprised by that.
I thought that was coming too. When he asked her to turn back to human form or whatever, I was like, oh, like here, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is his chance to get her blood, and it's not her, boyfriend or whatever. And then, no, it was just like a good therapy session, and they worked shit out. And I was like, I like that. All these like strange characters are all sitting in a room together. The porcupine guy and everything.
I don't know those characters, but apparently they're real comic book characters. So
yeah. I mean, we're getting like D tier comic book characters in this show.
Fucking F tier characters.
Yeah. Well, same with Titania and shit. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like, I always use the Marvel Legends figures as like a good base for that. I'm like, if they have a Marvel Legend figure, even if they don't sell, like, if you're getting figures, you're not that deep. Like, there are deep cuts for figures, I guess, but like,
we're getting Porcupine Guy.
We're gonna get Porcupine Guy. Well, I think next episode we'll probably get Frogman, because Frogman was teased in the trailers, so I'm guessing that we'll probably see, or maybe with Daredevil, because I guess technically Frogman was a Daredevil villain, so maybe they'll be together or something. I don't know.
I mean, that would make sense. They got to set up a big finale here somehow, and usually the second last episode is the best episode of the series, so I would assume we're going to Daredevil.
I would love to see Daredevil and not have to wait till the end of the season. Would be great.
Totally, but I mean, only 2 weeks left, so hey.
Yeah. No, I really like this. I liked this week's a lot. I thought the character development was good. It was fun to get introduced to all those new characters. I liked the dynamic between Blonsky and Jen. Like, I like who Emil Blonsky is kind of like become now. Like, I think it's pretty funny and it's interesting, and yeah. And then like I said, getting at the end and finding out that Josh was the guy who actually, he actually is a bad guy who stole her blood, makes me wonder who this Hulk King is. I'm curious. I wonder if we'll find out before the end of the season. I assume we will. And I wonder if it's Leader.
It's Leader. It's got to be Leader.
I fucking would love it if it was Leader. That would be amazing.
I don't know. I mean, Hulkmaster, it just seems like that would be like it. Like, oh, he created Abomination. He thinks he's the Hulkmaster now or something.
Yeah,
like,
maybe. Yeah.
I love that they like went to the resort or the commune or whatever the hell Blonsky's running to because they thought like he was Abomination again. It was just his thing malfunctioning. But like, I like that because we didn't get the terrible CGI of Abomination. Like, we didn't need it. The whole episode wasn't like, hey, we need a CGI fest here. It was just like character based and like interesting.
Have you not found, like, I found over the last couple of weeks that the She-Hulk model, it looks better than it did the two episodes prior to it, which is weird because it's not like they're doing these at different times. But I did notice a significant improvement, particularly in the one where she's at the wedding. I was like,
at parts it looked good, but I feel like when she's in action, that's when it looks the worst.
Maybe, yeah.
Like her sitting down in this episode, just like talking to people, it looked fine to me. But like the last episode, I feel like when she was fighting Titania at the wedding, like it looked kind of rough. But maybe I'm wrong. I have to rewatch it.
What up, Nike boy? How's it going, man? Thanks for popping by.
What's going on, buddy?
So for everybody, this will be a little surprise that I'll remind everyone closer to, but I'm going to have Ryan on Whip Wednesday Live coming up in the probably next month or so. I'll post about it beforehand, but
November.
Yeah, November, but we're going to do it. Nike Boy
That
was
week,
on Wednesday with me, so
that week will be a busy week. I'm on vacation, but there's a shit like Black Panther comes out that week.
oh,
I'll be on your Whip Wednesday, and God of War Ragnarok comes out for PS5 that week, so I'm probably going to stream that game
nice.
Tuesday night.
Nice.
And then I'll Wednesday night be with you, and then Friday night we'll go see Black Panther, or Thursday, whatever, and we'll talk about it on the podcast on Saturday.
Yeah, that'd be great. Be down with that.
Yeah. So it'll be a good week.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, buddy. Andor.
I thought it was slow, but I still really liked it.
Same.
Slow. It is slow. Like it's not
it's
like
very
the most
slow.
exciting shit, but it's still the story's compelling. So I'm like, I'm intrigued. Let's continue.
I feel like it's like that early scene in like a heist movie where you got the big board out and they're telling you everything that's going on and where everybody needs to be, and that was kind of the setup episode of for this. It was like, all right, we know that this is coming towards a big heist, and
cue the Charlie with all the strings board.
Exactly. And like, I dug it. I thought it was really good, but yeah, it was very slow for sure.
Yeah, it is slow. I do like. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking the story we're getting. I'm liking all the new characters. Even this time getting to have that little bit with Mon Mothma.
Yep.
Mon Mothma, is that her name? That's her name.
I think so.
Sounds like a Godzilla bad guy.
Yeah, it totally does.
But yeah, I liked it, man. I liked how they kind of went in that back room and just started like talking real talk instead of like the whole bit, and it was good, man. It was awesome. Today,
I agree.
Hasbro PulseCon, they announced a bunch of new action figures, and today and yesterday, and they showed off a bunch of Andor figures that looked pretty fucking good. They had Mon Mothma, they had Luther, they had Bix, they had Andor.
Bix has got to come back into this at some point, yeah?
Yeah,
you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I like Bix. I hope we get more of her, because I do quite like that character, so.
Yeah, no, I do too. I like I said, I really like the episode. I love that it has nothing to do with the Force. It has nothing to do with like Skywalkers or anything like that. Like, I love that it's this outside thing. I love how you're kind of seeing how the Resistance is like built up, and like they obviously are trying to steal all the Imperial money that is there. So like you could see like, oh, these are the building blocks towards the Resistance that we see in Rogue One, and like I don't know, I dug that. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, me too. I like it a lot. I like I said last week or the week before, I can't remember, but I like this time period. Like, I like this time in the Star Wars universe, like the timeline, because it's just, we don't know a lot about what happens when the Republic shifts into being the Empire. We know little bits. We got a little bit in Bad Batch. We got a little bit in like some comic books and novels and stuff like that. So it's cool to see some of this kind of play out now, and yeah, I like it a lot. Because in Bad Batch, they talk a lot about how the Empire's decided to get rid of clones in lieu of like soldiers, right? So it's like instead of cloning their people that are going to be their fodder, they're going to just hire out and whatever. So
yeah, no, I mean that's the way more cost effective for sure.
Yeah, but then you think about it, how many stormtroopers actually land a shot? None.
Stormtroopers
have way better chances.
Yeah, but then again, the droids suck too, so
You're not wrong. Roger.
I love like how beautiful it's shot. Like watching the show, I'm like, fuck, this feels like a movie. It doesn't feel like a show. Really, like it's just fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it really does. There's a lot of good looking sets, and very little of it looks fake.
No, it doesn't look like stats at all. Like it looks great. I don't know. I can't wait for the next week's episode. Like I really hope it starts building up towards some action, and we start seeing like them sneaking into the facilities and shit like that. Get it like a spy thriller. It'd be great.
Yeah, I look forward to that as well. I'm curious if we will see any more people that like familiar faces that we know.
I'm sure there'll be small cameos throughout.
Yeah, so little bits, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't care if there isn't, but it'd be cool if there was. Like, it'd be cool if we got some bounty hunters. Like, how cool would it be if we got like Bosk or Count or Cad Bane or
totally
somebody? That'd be kind of cool.
No, that'd be great if the Empire was like, oh, we got to fuck them up. Like, they stole our money. Let's send off, whoever to take them out. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Big fan. Feeling it. Definitely feeling it.
Recommended.
We just cruised right through that. See?
Yeah, we sure did. We got a few news items we can talk about real quick.
We should. There's some good
stuff. The Blade stuff going down. I don't know, for people that don't know, Bassam Tariq, who was supposed to direct it, dropped out.
With only 2 weeks before they were supposed to start principal photography.
Yeah. That movie's supposed to come out basically 13 months from now. And yeah, they don't have a director. Apparently, Marshall Ali is not happy with the script, and apparently it's a pretty weak script. There's not very much action in it, and he's not really liking the process. I have a feeling this movie is getting delayed.
Yes, I agree. I feel like that probably has to do with why Armor Wars is now a movie instead of a show.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I mean, that was my next thing that I was going to say is, if that's becoming a movie, I have a feeling that's to fill the void of Blade, and Blade's going to get pushed into phase 6.
I agree. Definitely agree.
I just think, I mean, like, when did they announce that Mahershala Ali was taking on Blade? Like 3 years ago?
I don't think it was quite that long ago.
I feel like it was like really long time ago.
Yeah, I want to say it was while Eternals was still in development, I think. So, because I think they added Blade. Well, the idea of Blade in
2019.
2019. Okay, so there you go. Hey, that's been 3 years.
So yeah, that's crazy. Brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
We don't know who's going to be the Fantastic Four, but we've had this casting for 3 years, and the movie's going to get pushed.
Could be worse. Could be The Rock as Black Adam. That guy, I think that was one of the very first DC castings ever. And that was like, what, 2003 or 4?
No, it's forever ago that they were talking about it.
And we're just getting a movie now? They've literally waited 15 years.
I'm just going to say it now. I think that movie's going to bomb. Nothing about that movie looks remotely entertaining to me, and there is nothing coming out in theaters.
I agree. I think it looks pretty bad to me. I think it does. I know there are a lot of people do like it, so I guess that's good. But yeah, I'm not
familiar with the character, but
me neither. I'm not either. I'm not a DC guy. I'm not familiar with the character. And to be honest with you, I mean, I do like The Rock, but I don't know.
Oh, I like The Rock too. I think The Rock is I think The Rock is The Rock in most movies. Like, I don't think he has much character depth or whatever of he's always The Rock.
What he can play. Yeah, he kind of plays the same thing all the time.
But
jabroni.
I just really don't think this movie looks good, and theatrically, everything coming out is just hey, it broke records this weekend of last weekend. We made $12 million. Nobody's going to the theater.
Yeah, I know that.
So,
isn't it weird, post-COVID, how that is? It's funny because Kate and I went and grabbed a burrito. We went and saw Matt, her brother, his wife Taya. They're both bodybuilders, they're gym rats, right? They're hardcore. Yeah. And Taya's been training for this muscle bodybuilding competition for for a long time. And today was finally the day, and she won a couple first place medals, which is really cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know, very, very cool. I think she'll probably watch this on the after. Her mom was like, "Oh, send me what it is." I was like, "Okay," but
my co-host curses constantly.
Oh, I don't think that part's an issue. She did hang out with me while I was drinking, so they'd know that. But yeah, where was I going with that? What were we talking about before that again?
Movie theaters.
Yeah. So when we came back, so they went for dinner. We came home because it was too far away, and I was worried that I was going to run into timing with this. And when we were in line getting burritos, I said to Kate, man, we even though COVID's over, we still don't eat out. Like, we just take out our food all the time. Like, we still eat out once a week, but like we don't eat out. Like, we bring it home
Yeah.
and eat at home, right? And it's like, kind of miss like going to a restaurant, and I miss some components of it, but
I think it's the money issue, man. Like, I think everybody's really worried about the economy.
Yeah, not really though, because like for us, we're still eating out. Like,
yeah, but like with theaters and like people not really wanting to go into restaurants and everything like that, like I just think a lot of people are like, I got used to being at home during COVID. I'm not sure the economy is going to rebound, or like my job is secure or whatever. And, you know, maybe COVID comes back and things get shut down again. Like, so I think people are very cautious about spending money. And I just don't think like there's overly compelling reasons to be out going places. Like, there's no movies this year that have been like, oh man, I must go to the theater and see that. Like,
go back to
I don't smell what Black Adam's cooking.
Black Adam is cooking. It's bacon.
The rock bottom. That's what that movie's gonna get.
It's bacon. Know your role and shut your mouth.
I don't know. I outside of like the Marvel tentpole movies this year and Batman, I basically haven't gone to the theaters.
That's fair.
Like, there's just nothing coming out compelling, and
I still like the theater experience. That's the problem for me, is like I still like it. I enjoy it. So, you know.
I never noticed The Walking Dead. Yeah. I got like 4 of them.
Ryan's the king of physical media. He has it all.
Got that guy.
Well, that's a cool one.
Got a few other ones.
Ryan, Nike Boys collection is like mostly like horror stuff. Like, it's like he collects a lot of horror, like action figures and stuff like that.
Nice. I mean, I love horror. Like, that's my favorite genre of movies. But
you love horrors? That's weird.
Yeah, well, that too. But I loved Walking Dead. Like, I was a humongous Walking Dead fan at the start of the series. I got less so as the series went on, and then I stopped watching it completely after like season 7 or 8. So I think they're on like season 12 now, and I haven't watched it in years.
It's still going? I didn't know that.
This is the final season apparently, but there's like 18 spin-off shows and like there's just stuff.
I did know that.
Yeah. We got off on a tangent, but
we did.
I think this movie's gonna bomb. That's my guess.
We're talking about Black Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't expect many big things from it. I also don't think it helps that people know that they don't really have any idea what the fuck they're doing with that universe. So it's really hard to buy into it as a whole universe building thing, which it seems like they're trying to push with having like Dr. Fate and Atom Crusher or whatever those characters. I don't even know what they are. There's like another superhero team or whatever there. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, but I'm not going to go see it. I don't really feel compelled to see it, so I probably will skip it because I skip all the DC movies for the most part.
I'll see Black Panther Wakanda Forever in November, and I think that's the only movie for the rest of the year that I plan on going to see.
Well, I mean, I can't. There's obviously going to be things I forgot about, but I'm sure I'll see something.
I looked at the release calendar, and there's like not much.
Nothing?
Like Avatar 2, I think, is in December, and I think those are like the big 3 movies for the rest of the year.
Interesting. Yeah, I won't see Avatar, I don't think, either. So,
next year's pretty loaded. Like next year,
15% of my car insurance with Geico.
They're not a sponsor. They're not paying us.
Yeah, they're not paying us. Imagine we were though. Imagine they're like, "Hey, Moose Milk Media, we want you to be sponsored by Geico."
Hey, Moose Milk Media, you don't drive. You want to talk about car insurance?
And I don't pay for insurance because my car's company vehicle, so they pay for it.
You drive an e-bike, but
so two guys that don't actually pay for insurance.
Talk about car insurance. It's a scam. There you go.
That's next week's. It's too bad that came up because that was the secret. Next week's episode was going to be all about Geico's car insurance. Yeah.
Also, I want to say quickly that Paramore came out with a new song from their new album called "This Is Why." I love Paramore. I think this song is fucking phenomenal. It's so catchy, and I've listened to it probably 45 times in 3 days.
Hot diggity. You sound like me. Except that I don't find it that catchy. And
The bass line is so good.
yeah,
I love it.
it's not catching me. That's all.
That's fair. Hey, like I said, each their own. I love Paramore, and I don't know if
I also like Paramore. Their last album is like so fucking good.
After Laughter is
so
like
good.
definitely like up there as one of my favorite albums all time. Period.
Me too. It's really, really good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
but
very good.
God, Haley Williams, man, I would take her out for dinner in a heartbeat. Woo. Gorgeous woman.
That's funny. Yeah, when do we? They don't have a. We don't have like a date for that, right? Like for the album. Or
February 10th.
Oh, okay, so we do. Nice. I'll definitely give it a try. Like, I'd love to be wrong, and like I put the new single on my. I have like kind of like a playlist that like I put everything that I'm like currently listening to on, and it just kind of is like a big old mixer of shit.
Sure.
So I put it on there, so hopefully I'll get a little bit more exposure, even if it's just by accident while it's shuffling through all the songs and it hits me up or something. But yeah, I
listened to every album this week. Like, I've just been streaming Paramore nonstop since that song dropped, and like I've listened to that song like literally. I wake up, I throw that song on, hop in the shower, put that song on, cooking dinner, put that like it's stupid, but yeah, I don't know. I love it. I think the music video is really like cool.
My music I've been listening to lately is weird. It's like I've been listening to all songs that have been on She-Hulk. Like I listened to there was a song called "Say My Name." I can't remember the name of the artist, but it was like on the credits. It played on the credits on episode 3 or 4. I can't remember, but it caught my eye right away, and I've been listening to it a lot since. And then
did you hear what song started off this episode?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Fucking Haim.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I noticed when she put it on, I was like, "Oh, that's the Haim album." So
I love that band. So yeah,
it's good music on there. And then I was listening to "Body" by Megan Thee Stallion. It's like booty music. It's good. I mean,
I'd like to see you dance to that.
I am always booty dancing in my house and at work.
Yeah, I like when you wear those really tight shorts.
You know it.
Yeah. My favorite, Matt.
Yeah. Next week episode, we're gonna twerk all week, the whole time.
And as we talk about Geico.
It's the twerking Geico episode.
That's how we get people to switch their insurance over. Is us twerking.
It just randomly cuts to the Geico lizard who's also just twerking on the side.
We can animate that in a week. I got paint.
Excellent. I got paint. That's funny. What else? Is there anything else? Was there any other news that we didn't talk about?
I think that's mostly it. I mean,
there was. We need to start thinking about. I know you don't really want to watch it, but I'm going to watch it. Werewolf by Night. I think that comes out soon.
I'll watch it.
I think it comes out like 2 weeks or something.
I'll look it up real quick.
October 12th or something like that.
I'll look it up real quick. Hold on. October 7th.
October 7th. It's getting really good reviews.
October 7th? Okay, quickly. There is that new Mike Flanagan show on Netflix called The Midnight Club coming out.
Yes.
There's this coming out that day. That new Mole show, The Mole. I didn't talk about it yet, but I'm a huge The Mole fan. It's like one of my favorite reality shows ever. It aired in the early 2000, 2001 era on ABC. Really cool idea for a show. It's coming back on Netflix. That airs that day.
Nice.
And something else I think comes out that day too. And it's like, holy shit, man! Like everything's dropping that day. Yeah.
What day of the week is that? Oh, it's Friday. Oh, I'm off on Friday. Maybe I'll watch some stuff.
There's also a show coming out at the end of October on Netflix.
Down so I don't forget. Werewolf by Night, baby.
I can't remember what it's called now. Fuck. Closet of Curiosities, I think. It's Del Toro's directing the show. It's 8 standalone episodes that are coming out, horror themed episodes on Netflix.
Oh,
it looks really good too.
That's cool.
Yeah, my friend Sean's cousin actually was art director on the show.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So, yeah, it looks really good. So there's a lot of horror stuff coming out in October. And I mean, I hate the weather, but I love October for horror. That's my favorite holiday. So
Yes.
I'm just going to be watching horror films nonstop for the next 30
the whole
days.
month. That's
Yeah.
cool. I don't get too into horror that much anymore, but Kate likes some of it. She doesn't like gory stuff. She likes like more stuff that fucks with your head. So
Yeah.
but we have a huge list of stuff that we need to still watch. Like we're gonna watch that Reservation Dogs. I think I talked about it when we were watching it season 1 or whatever. But it's like it's on Stars on Disney Plus or whatever. But it's really good. We like the first season a lot. So second season's now available, and then we're gonna watch. I'm trying to get her to watch She-Hulk because I feel like she would actually love She-Hulk. There's so many things that parallel like conversations that me and her have had. So it's like I'm just like, man, I feel like you would really like She-Hulk. So she's like, I'll watch it eventually. So
she should watch Haunting at Hill House.
Haunting at Hill House?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's phenomenal. I think she'd really like it because she's a writer and everything. Like, I think she'd appreciate how well done it is.
What's it about again?
It's kind of hard to explain, but this like family moves into like a haunted mansion basically, and like it flips between two different timelines of them as a children and then them as adults, and how
is that
like
the one where there's like that devil thing or whatever, and it's
devil thing.
Maybe it's not the one I'm thinking of.
It's the first episode is like pretty creepy, like in a point, like just the way it's done, it's kind of tense and terrifying. But like as it goes on, it's just like super well acted, and it kind of shows like how each child to adult was traumatized by the events happening at the house as a kid, and like how it affected them all, and like I don't know, it's really really well acted. It's really well done. Like that's the guy that's doing Midnight Club that comes out in October, Mike Flanagan. He has Haunting at Hill House, Haunting at Bly Manor, and then he has Midnight Mass. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm talking about that one. Yeah.
Midnight Mass is phenomenal, but
we didn't like that one. We didn't like.
Oh, it's so good. You got to get to the end of it, though, man. Like
parents did, and we did. Also, can I just say, when I was watching Stranger Things with Kate, she called the ending, how it was going to end and everything, like on episode
She's smart.
two. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? She's like, remember? And I was like, yeah, I fucking remember. But like,
Matt, you got to remember, we're really dumb. She's really smart.
We're dumb. I know. That's the thing. And she's a writer. She does that for a living. So it's like, she knows how to work backwards.
I think you guys would like Midnight Mass. You just didn't give it enough chance. Like by the end of that series, it's fucking so good, man. It flips on its head.
She watched, and I was half in, half out. Like it was on, and I was present, but I was like not really into it. Sure. But she watched until near the end. I want to say 2 episodes to the end, maybe, and she was like, "Nah." And then when her dad told her what happened at the end, she had called that was going to be what happened, and she's like, "Yeah, it's stupid."
Oh, so good. So good. But anyway, I don't know. I think she might like Hill House, but I didn't like Bly Manor as much, but Hill House is really, really good. But
Nike Boy says Haunting of Hill House is real good. Second season's good too.
Yeah, they're standalone, right? So it's only one season per show. Like Hill House is standalone, it ends, it's done. It's just one season. And then Bly Manor is like a separate series done by the same people. Some of the same actors come back for it, but it's separate.
But it's different. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we should end this. Next week we'll talk She-Hulk's 8 and Andor 5.
Yep, and Handmaids and Werewolf by Night if you watch it, because I probably will watch it. So.
Oh yeah, that will be up for next week. Jesus, there'll be so much to talk about next week. Then I'll be watching so many shows.
I know, but I won't probably have much time to do anything else this week because my week's is fucking dog shit. So
that's fine, man. You do what you can.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Nike Boy said the ending for Stranger Things is anticlimactic for me. I liked it, but maybe it was. To me, my bigger issue wasn't with the ending with Stranger Things. It was that the pieces conveniently came together too easy for how far out of ideas they were. It's like, that's what didn't work for me. I don't know if it was that it was anticlimactic. I think for me, it was just more like, taken out by the fact that they just like call these random situations that are gonna like, hey, maybe this is gonna work. Oh, hey, it did work. It's like, no, what? No.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying, but I just I like the show and I like the characters and I like
the 80s and the music and everything.
Yeah. I can just look
the
past
80s
like
aesthetic I do like for sure.
yeah,
But it's like
just
even when Eddie got to the point at the end where he does like the solo and the whatever, right? The guitar
the
thing.
Metallica
I'm like, that's cool. Like I kind of knew it was coming because I saw so many toy photos and shit when that happened.
Yeah.
But I was also just like,
well, it was the same with that "Running Up the Hill" song that like got blew up like fucking crazy from the show.
Kate Bush song or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, clearly, I guarantee you the next season there's going to be like 12 song drops during the season just to fucking blow them up. But
probably.
Anyway, okay. So next week we'll talk She-Hulk and Andor again. If we got time, we'll talk a bunch of other stuff depending on what Matt watches. If you're not following us already, please go over and follow at Customs by Matthew and at Moose Milk Media on Instagram. Go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe there as well. Also, I want to mention. I think I fixed the issue that the podcast wasn't going to Amazon Music.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, so it should be available on all music platforms if you want to get the podcast in audio-only form on whatever service you use.
Nice.
So, yeah, if it doesn't work, please, you feel free to DM me on Instagram or message at the bottom of the episode, comment on the episode. I'll try to fix it, but I think I fixed it. So
excellent. Look at you, Mr. Technical.
That's me. Hitting buttons and tippy-tapping on the keyboard.
I found this, again, off topic, and just to end with wrestling for the second week in a row. I found this YouTube channel called something. I'll say it next week when I have it open because I don't remember. And
Great content.
I know, it's fucking awesome. And I watched a generation, the 1990 to 2004 year in review for the WWE. And it was
nice.
And it's very cool to like go back, and it goes through like all the title changes, all the main feuds, and who was on top and who they were grooming to be on top, and it's pretty interesting.
If you lived closer, I would say 100%. Like I would get in on a pay-per-view event with you. Like I would sit down and watch a pay-per-view event with you and just talk about it on the podcast. But I'm not watching it alone. It's just pointless.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That's all I got.
That's all you got. All right, cool.
That's all I got. I'm doing Whip Wednesday Live next week, but I don't know what on yet because I just don't know. Okay.
Well, tune in for that.
Yeah,
go over to his YouTube channel and fucking subscribe so you know when he goes live.
That's right. Do that.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for everybody hopping in the comments and everything like that. And yeah, we'll see you next week. And hopefully I'm feeling better and Matt's not tired. We'll see.
I will be tired, but that's okay.
All right, buddy.
Okay, man. Good to see you.
Bye, buddy.
Peace.